All right, welcome everybody. It's Russ Curtis here, and I am going to create some content on this Friday. And, folks, I spend a lot of my time researching about how to help people. And over the years, I've been doing this a long time. Spirituality or energy, if you will. I'm not talking about anything religious, which is more codified and concrete. I'm talking about your understanding of yourself in a broader perspective, which you can have or not have. I honestly don't care or hold judgment around that in any way. But I am finding more and more as we progress that we need to understand this from a more metaphysical standpoint. And with narcissism, where I spend time reading a lot, there's a lot of great videos out there. I've often talked about how these are oftentimes folks who exhibit a lot of narcissism or are high on the narcissistic personality inventory, are just kind of unevolved. They're at kind of at lower levels of evolvement. And this now, it doesn't necessarily appear that way. These folks can have high IQs, they can make a lot of money, look nice, dress nice, whatever, all that kind of stuff, have, whatever. Um, but we have to understand where they're operating from. And so I saw recently that, the best defense for empaths and people in the helping profession to make sure that they're not being taken by folks that are high on narcissism is education. And we need to know more about this. So I want to present this to you about narcissism and chakras. I am going to put a link in this video. You'll see it. I've already got the link open. I'm going to put it in there about an article I wrote on chakras and some a study that we did. And it's an excellent overview. Even if you just read the first few pages to get an overview, there's a nice chart on all the chakras that I've got listed here. But let's look at this in terms of narcissism. So ultimately what we're looking at with somebody who's high on narcissism, we're looking at level of development. We're not looking at good or bad. Now, I highly recommend you not hang out with people who are high on this scale. Okay. And if you are more highly evolved and if you consider yourself an empath, you have highly attuned intuition, you care about others, truly, deeply care, you're empathetic, you need to really be careful around these folks. And I think they're attracted to you. I think they want some of this heart energy, some of this intuition. They know they don't have this at some level and they want that. So they're attracted to folks. And there's a lot of people in my very favorite profession, the behavioral health, counseling, psychology, social work, marriage and family, everybody that's doing, and all teachers. As a teacher myself, we can be targets. And so we need to be educated. But let's not look at it as good and bad. Let's look at it as development. So let's start here with the chakras. And the first one is base, or oftentimes called root chakra, which is the issues, the psychological issues related to this are security. Okay. And what we're talking about with this is that there is an imbalance. These are not balanced for folks with narcissism. So the need for security, the excessive need for wealth and material objects to feel secure and good about themselves. Here's one trick. There's all kind of narcissistic tests. I teach this in my test measurement and assessment class. But here's a trick for you to pay attention to if you're working with somebody on a higher end of narcissism. Money in whatever forms, money and material possessions will come up in almost every conversation. Pay attention to that. And there may be complaining. They'll be complaining about taxes are too high and stuff like that. That is an indication. Okay, now we all have these concerns. Now, I'm also talking about people where they're able to make a living, okay? Because if you're in poverty, clearly money is something you absolutely need in order to survive. But I'm talking about people to where that's not an issue. They're making a living and yet money still comes up. a lot of security and insecurity. Okay, now they're not going to present as insecure, even if they're vulnerable narcissist. Okay, but they feel this at some level. This exists in their life. It's really insecurity. Okay. The next one on these lower three of the chakras, by the way, they're all needed. Okay, these are all needed for us to function properly, but we need to make sure that there's balance among all of these. The next one is the sacral chakra, located in our reproductive organs in that area. And it's related to sex and creation, okay? That's how we create life, through sex, but that's also the energy of creation, whether it's art or music or, a nice place to live or what have you. And so there can be addiction. For people with narcissism, there can be addiction in this area, that they have to have this to feel good, regardless of who it hurts. Okay, so this isn't it. And we all like, well, no, I shouldn't say that. That's not right. There are asexual people, and that's honorable. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's a lot of people that enjoy sex and are motivated by sex and so forth. But if the heart chakra is balanced, there would not be the need to cheat in a committed relationship or force themselves or anything other than two consenting adults, in the activity of sex, which sounded weird to say. All right, the next is power. The solar plexus, okay, located in the stomach region, is related to power, and it's very needed for us to gain our personal power. But when it's over evolved or under, I'm just going to use the term imbalance. When it's imbalanced, we can exploit and manipulate others in order to feel powerful. Somebody who's truly powerful, who's truly personal powerful, doesn't need to exploit or manipulate others. They know who they are. They know their worth. If you're in the behavioral health profession and your solar plexus is balanced, you're going to charge what you're worth to clients. You're not going to undercharge. Now, you will have your pro bono rates. You may have sliding scale, but you're going to make sure that you are also able to meet your needs and recognize your worth. But folks where this is imbalanced are going to manipulate in order to feel power. They're going to lie. They're going to cheat. They're going to steal at times. And all of this is related to imbalanced lower chakras, the 1 through 3. Imbalance is what is a part of narcissism, okay? So not good or bad. It's just imbalanced. Now, what do we do? Okay, we want to make sure that we're balanced in our chakras. So the heart chakra is related to love and compassion and forgiveness. The throat is related to expression. Are we able to express ourselves in whatever form that may be? Okay, can we be assertive and not passive or aggressive? Intuition, the third eye, located just slightly above and between the two eyes, our ability to use cognitive processes, yes, but also more than that, to tap in to that intuitive understanding. And trust me, there is going to be a lot more academic research done on intuition. There's already a lot more talk about it. Incredibly powerful for folks. Transcendence is the crown, located at the very top of the head, is our ability to recognize that we're a part of a collective. Okay, this could be recognizing that we're a part of what Jung called the collective unconscious, or what the Maharishi and different practitioners and even physicists called the unified field, and that we can, if we are responsible and this is balanced, access that in order to create really a better world. But this could be inventions, but this could also be bringing peace. This doesn't necessarily have to be what we're making or doing. It could be that we are taking in energy that other people feel, and it helps the world be more peaceful. Okay, so and what I want to come to is all of this is energy. Okay, integrity is energy. if you act in with integrity, integrity is what you are creating for yourself to experience. If you are deceitful, that is the energy you're putting out, and that is what you're going to receive in different ways and forms at some point. Okay, so with Einstein's formula of E equals mc squared, energy equals mass to the speed of light squared, it's all energy. So if you're dealing with a narcissist or whatever, or if you've been hurt through narcissistic abuse, recognize they put that energy out and they're going to reap what they sow. We want to make sure we're standing solid in our personal power of integrity and being compassionate to ourselves. And this can also be that we're not going to be judgmental, because we're going to recognize that this is just level of development, not good or bad for the narcissist. But we're also not going to hang around. We're not going to associate. I heard a good counselor say one time, you don't want to be around people that are really in these lower imbalanced lower three. You wind up getting the emotional flu. Okay, if you are sensitive, and I think a lot of behavioral health specialists are, you are sensitive to energy, and we want to be careful with who we hang around and allow in. All right, more to come on this. Let me know if this was helpful, and we will talk with you soon. Take care.